Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do an Auntie say it isn't so, say it isn't so. Kiki Palmer has filed a restraining order against her baby daddy and has revealed some shocking information. Y'all know this is near, dear, and very familiar to your auntie. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that
You can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family, one of the best families on the YT. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I want you all to be mindful of what you say in the comment section of this video. As a matter of fact, let's just do this really quick. Just 1 second. Let me make a few adjustments. Okay? Yeah, let me make some adjustments here. Okay. There we go. I want to also, before I get started, I want to thank you all for getting me to 60,000 subscribers. Like I checked yesterday at 5:55 and at 6:01 we were at 60,000 subscribers. So thank you all so much for all of your love and your support. It is greatly appreciated. We're on the road, y'all, to 70,000, and I can't believe it. And it's all because of you and because of your love. So thank you all so much for your support. So this is a really touchy subject for me, for all of you all who have been with me for any significant amount of time. You all have heard one of my stories about a DV incident or DV relationship that I was in. And for some reason, like Kiki Palmer has always been with us, right? She's like our little sister, our cousin, our sister girl. And so, it hits a little different and it kind of brings up some things that, I have went through in my life and maybe some of you all. Let me put this banner down here at the bottom. for you all. I really want it to be a tickler. Let's see, how do I do that? Hold on. Let me see. How do I make this a tickler? Here we go. So let's see. There we go. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why? Just 1 second. I changed that and it didn't change. So let me make a few adjustments and then we'll get into this. Hoping everybody had a great Saturday. I made these adjustments. I don't know why it didn't work. There we go. There we go. So it doesn't look like I have a moderator tonight. So unfortunately, if I see something, I can't say anything. The only options that I have is to block you. Okay. So please be mindful of what you say in the comment section. I'm going to be talking to you all. A lot of it I'm not going to be able to see, but I am going to be paying attention as much as possible. Okay? As much as possible. So, where do we start? Again, we have seen Kiki Palmer. She has been in our lives, all of our lives, right? And, she's just been, a doll baby. She's funny. She's, an actress, a successful actress. And she's just been, not in the news for a whole bunch of negative stuff and, just kind of clean to the extent that she can be, right? Because nobody's perfect. Everybody has faults and everybody, doesn't see her the same way. But for me, I have seen her um, in a very positive light. Now, I believe it was earlier this year, Kiki, Palmer was at an Usher's concert, and her a baby. It is on subscriber mode. It should be on subscriber mode. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, 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 sorry. It should be on subscriber mode. It's on subscriber mode, Dana. It's on there. Thank you, boo. Um, so she was at an Usher concert. She had on a little outfit that, her then, well, her baby daddy, um, Darius, did not like. He went out on social media, blasted her, basically called her a whore and everything else. This baby suit, I mean, the outfit she had on is no less than what someone would wear to, on an Instagram photo and all of that kind of stuff, right? Girls wear stuff like that to the beaches and all of that. But at that time, we started seeing that there were cracks in their relationship. Bottom line is what I'm saying. So, okay, of course, when I saw that, now I got the eye on them, right? Because for the most part, you all know that I don't talk about celebrities and all of that kind of stuff, but this was something that I really needed to talk about. So we understand that Kiki had a baby with him and all that kind of stuff, right? And, life seems to be good. But I know, just even as a content creator with only 60,000 subscribers, that oftentimes you all do not see the things that are happening in the background. You see the smiles, the kikis, the kakas, but you don't know what someone is really going through in their life. And it is our job not to come out with a whole bunch of our stuff, our reality. Because all what you see isn't all that there is. As you all know, my motto has always been and will always be, it's not what people say that matters, it's what people don't say. And so I can imagine being a content creator with only 60,000 subscribers. I can imagine, I can't even, let me say, I can't even imagine the secrets that not only Kiki Palmer keeps, but others keep. You just can't divulge. You can't tell everything. And so you learn how to wear a mask. You learn how to sit back in the cut, take your little teeny shots when you can, especially when you feel like a relationship that you're in a good relationship. We're going to keep it a buck 100 out here. We're going to keep it a buck 100 out here. This is where you come when you want that. When you want that auntie that's going to sit you down on the sofa and tell you the show enough truth, this is where you come for that. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't have a reason not to. Because not only is Kiki Palmer going through this, but there are millions of other women, probably some who are in the comments right now, who are going through or in a relationship that's not healthy. I want to put this disclaimer here. Men also go through DV. And it is on the rise. Because as mental health goes up, the crisis of mental health, so does everything else. And another contributing factor to that is poverty. And people are struggling. Crime is on the rise. And ain't no telling what people are dealing with when they go home from them days at work. So I want you all to understand and to know that I understand that men also experience this. Today's conversation is going to be about Kiki. Okay? So we're going to stay focused on that. But I do want to make sure that you all understand that I understand. Okay? So according to Essence, Kiki Palmer 30, filed a restraining order against the father of her child, Darius Jackson. And it has since been granted. In court documents filed on Thursday, which was yesterday, she accused him of various forms of abuse over the course of their 2-year relationship. This is according to paperwork obtained by the U.S. Weekly. Palmer also filed for full custody of their 1-year-old son, Leo, alleging that he had been rough with the child at one time while changing his diaper. According to Radar Online, the Los Angeles Superior Court judge granted her a temporary restraining order, which in December will be revisited to see if it should be permanent. She also granted sole custody with him not being allowed visitation for the time being. The events that seem to have triggered this response from the Nope Star was claims that Jackson recently trespassed into my home without my knowledge or consent and threatened her before lunging for her neck, striking her and throwing her over the couch and stealing her phone. According to her, this wasn't an isolated event, as there have been many instances of this over the years. So I have, which I will not be bringing up on the screen, some of that documentation. It's disturbing to say the least. Let's read, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. In court documents, Kiki wrote the following. I am the petitioner in this within matter. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein, and I've called upon I could and would testify competently thereto. I submit the following declaration in support of my request for DV restraining order, including custody orders. Respondent Darius Jackson and I were previously in a dating relationship, which started in June of 2021. I finally ended for good in or around early October of this year, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted on me by Darius throughout our relationship, which is detailed further herein and will be further testified to at the time of trial. We are the parents of an 8-month-old baby, Leotis Jackson, born February 25th of 2023, herein called Leo, referred to as Leo. I added that. It's not there, but it has Leo, and then it has the quotes around it, which means herein from now on, and through the rest of this documentation, he will be referred to as Leo. Okay. It is because of our son Leo that I was finally able to end my relationship with Darius once and for all and escape the abuse. Leo is the most important thing in the entire world to me, and he needs and deserves to be safe and grow up in an environment free from violence. Most recent abuse. On Sunday, November 5th, Darius trespassed into my home, physically attacked me, knocked me over my couch, and pinned me down, and stole my phone after I threatened to call the police. This was all caught on my home surveillance video. Unfortunately, ending my relationship with him has not ended his abuse. Now, you all know, I'm going to stop right there. You all know from me talking about it before, about what happened with me. You all know the trials and the tribulations that it even took for me to get one. I was granted at the time a restraining order that only lasted me 6 days. On the 7th day, I had to continually appear in court every 7 days. I did that for months. The reason why is that every woman who had appeared to me on my court day, the day that I appeared before the judge with my attorneys, some who were black and blue and had obvious scars on them, stood before the magistrate and said ain't nothing happened to them. Some of them with their abusers with them. So because the judge hadn't seen me first, he saw the other women first. I was further down the docket. Once he got to me who had an attorney, I did not appear pro se. I came and appeared on my own. Told me, you're going to come back every 7 days. I'm going to give you a temporary order and you're going to appear before me. I don't know if he did this to all of the other women who were in the court that particular day. I have no idea. But my attorney and I believe that he was frustrated. It was his final order. They tried to fight it. That was where he was. He was sick of seeing it. Seeing all these women who now have changed their story. After I got my restraining order, my my then abuser was in an orange jumpsuit with shackles on his arm, wrist, and his ankles. He stood up in front of the magistrate and told him, the judge, and told him basically, I'm still going to see it. You may as well lock me up. And so the judge said, no problem. 30 more days on your time. 30 more days on your time. 30 more days time. After he got out with my now permanent restraining order, the first place he came was to my home. I want you to all to understand that getting an initial temporary restraining order doesn't always keep you safe. She has to be aware and watch her back. Period, point blank, poo. That is not to say that he is prone to do something. That's just to say you don't know ever where a person's mind is. Because see, when you have to go and you have to tell the world your business, because that's what it feels like when you go and get something that is a DV or a restraining order. You are so vulnerable. Everything is out in the open. You're saying this in front of people. I don't know how her court proceeding is, but I know how mine was. And you got to sit there and talk about all of that in front of people you've never known. You are so vulnerable. Everybody knows. Everybody. Then you have to go back to your employer. In my case, to my employer and to my child's school. And now I've got to let them know I'm having issues in my life and issues, and I need protection for my child. It is not an easy thing to do. I want you all to understand the mindset of a woman or man that has to do this. Let's just say a human being. it leaves you wide open. It's so embarrassing, humiliating. It feels shameful almost because now you've got to let people in. When you walk and you take a restraining order to an elementary school, to the aftercare provider, there is, I know that a lot of people are saying that she has this, right? But I want you to understand the mindset of the victim. I know a lot of people are saying, why did she stay in that relationship? Some people are even saying, you picked them. You got a choice. Yeah, you do, but you don't know until you know. And there have been women who have been with men and men who have been with women, and their partner has been able to hide it. And then, because of all of the shame and embarrassment and the victim shaming, you learn how to hide it. And you find yourself staying in a relationship that you know you should have been out of. How could I have missed these red flags? How could I have missed these signs? How could I have allowed him to love bomb me? In my case, the first time I got hands put on, and of course I put hands back on, I was done. But I'm telling you right now, that is not the norm. Many women stay. They stay, y'all. I'm not the norm. So to hear her say that he had done this to her over and over again is the norm. I want you all to understand that there are very few women who say, I'm done with this. And the reason why I was able to say that I'm done with this is because I had been hiding other things. And so my cup was running over. And this right here was it. And my family didn't know at all. At all. At all. But her family did. There was an incident where her whole family was in the house, including her daddy. What daddy sits there? You know what? I just want to answer questions that you, I know, have in your mind. Why does she stay? Most women do. Because they think that nurturing, mothering side of them can fix it. They think that they've done something to cause this behavior. They're loved bombed. The best sex to some people is makeup sex. No or low self esteem. No one else will ever love me. He's doing this because he loves me. There's so many reasons why people stay. I know that people have asked or are asking the question, why would she have a baby with him? And in her mind, why wouldn't she? If any of those 7 reasons was applicable or applied to her, can you see why? Especially if she thought that he loved her. Especially if she thought that all of this was just about love. Especially if she thought nobody else is going to love me. Especially if she blamed herself for his behavior. Why wouldn't she have a baby with him? Why wouldn't that be an option on the table? And then her family's there. Her mother, who came out because of a tweet from Darius' brother, had the audacity to say he's been doing this for a long time. Mama, I would have been too embarrassed to say that I knew my daughter was going through this all this time and I ain't do about it. And I'm up in the house. I got to keep a smile on my face to keep from cussing like a out here. What good was it to go to him instead of calling the authorities? Did you ever call the authorities? What were you doing to help your daughter get out of this? But see, I got to pause because you only do what you know. But when she came and brought her ass out there, I ain't got it to do. I just ain't have it to do. Let me finish reading. We're going to be out here for a minute. On Sunday, November 5th, Darius trespassed into my home uninvited without my knowledge or consent and physically attacked me. Shortly before 11 a.m., I was in my home talking on the phone with my mother. When I was startled to suddenly see Darius rush through my bedroom door. We do not live together, and I did not invite him into my home. When he entered my bedroom, he was filming me with his iPhone and said, quote unquote, I heard all I needed to hear. He demanded to see Leo. I told him to leave. He acted as though he was leaving, so I followed him downstairs to ensure that what was occurring. And however, instead of leaving, Darius sat in the chair in my living room. Where was her mother? Wasn't her mother in the house? Wasn't her mama in the house? Or was she? Where her daddy now? Don't they live there? Did I cut some of this off? Okay, yeah, I did, y'all. God dang it. After, okay, after, God dang it. I told him to leave. He went behind the couch, right? And moved the furniture between us as I was barely dressed and afraid of him. Darius kept repeating he was there to take Leo, an 8-month-old baby who was being breastfed, to watch a football game. First of all, bitch, you are in my house. Why wasn't there an alarm or sudden push? See, that's the thing about it. We underestimate, right? Because of the shock value of it all. We underestimate a month. Because while he would have been talking that crazy stuff, a panic button would have been pushed. And then we would have been looking at how quick we can get to our service weapon. I I explained that I did not agree that Leo should go to a football game and that we had no confirmed agreement or plans that he do so. And that Leo was not even at home. My sister had taken him to her former husband's Frank's house to spend time with the family. I asked Darius again to leave, and my mother was telling him through the phone that he was trespassing. And I told him again that if he did not leave, I was going to call the police. I tried to remain calm, but as I was again asking him to leave, he stood up from the chair, walked towards me, and made sure there was no furniture between us. And he was yelling, leaning into me, getting in my face. At that point, he lunged at me, grabbing. God damn it. Hold on, y'all. At that point, he's choking her out. Mother, 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 mother. At that point, he lunged at me, grabbing at my neck and face, knocked me backwards over the couch, stole my phone out of my hand, and then ran out of the house. This was all captured on my home security camera, which will be played for the court at the time of the hearing. Now, there have been pictures that have been put out based on, some footage of him doing exactly what she said he did. After he ran out of my house, he hurried into his car and attempted to drive away. I had blocked his exit with the recycling and the garbage cans to keep him from driving away with my phone, and he nearly hit me with his car. It was only when my sister came out there and another witness that Darius indicated he had thrown my phone into the bushes further back, okay, in the cul-de-sac, and got out the car to retrieve my phone. This was also captured on security. Where was the sister at? Where was the sister coming from, y'all? Because it couldn't have been none of my sisters. It was only when my sister came. Okay, so I said that. This was also captured on the exterior security cameras at my home and will be played for the court. Both my mother, Sharon, and my sister, who was upstairs in my home, bitch? Upstairs. Upstairs who? Upstairs where? And you talking to me on the phone? The fuck? Is it me? Soon as I would have found out the mother was in there, the phone would have been stuck in my bra as I was hurling my whole entire body downstairs. The fuck am I still on the phone for? And it's in the house. And I'm here wrestling and tussling and going on. And I'm on the phone. And now you want to come out. See, Auntie, stay focused. It wouldn't have been that one stair banister, one curve around the stairs that would have stopped me from getting down them stairs. I remember seeing an incident that was going on, child, and I had a baseball bat and was out of a damn dining room window. For less. Are you kidding me? Out the window. Through the window. To the walls. I got this bat like I got some balls. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why was the mother still upstairs? I don't get that. Bitch, maybe the house got 7,500 rooms and she couldn't get down there fast enough. But now you want to come out. Who was upstairs in my home came running down to help me after they heard me screaming. The mother heard this on the phone. Wasn't the mother telling him when he was on the phone? Didn't she just say that the mother was saying that he had trespassed? She couldn't tell him that to his face? She couldn't tell him that while she was dialing 911 and jumping down steps like Superman? What? You mean to tell me that she wasn't like Spidey and had webs going on the ceiling and swinging on them that's coming down? Maybe because I'm hoodie hood, I think like that. But ain't no way in the world I'm going to hear this going on and I'm on the phone telling him he trespassed and I ain't downstairs all up in his ass. See, I said I wasn't going to cuss. God dang it, I said I wasn't going to cuss. I done said a couple of cuss words. Excuse me. They can corroborate my testimony at this event. The police were called and arrived before he left. After interviewing me and my sisters and Darius, they told him to leave and warned him not to come back. They also encouraged me to file a DV restraining order. I have requested a copy of the full police report, but I don't have it yet. On February of 2022, Darius choked me and body slammed me onto the stairs in my home, and they let him back up in that mother. after becoming violently jealous and irrationally angry over a bikini picture. This was also caught on home surveillance. The incident this past Sunday was not the first or even the second time that this month put his hands on me and my family knew. See, my family didn't know. See, because I was keeping it to myself. Now, like I said, we only put the hands and paws on each other once. That's all it took. But they didn't know what I was going through in the relationship. And again, there's multiple reasons why we hide it. Another time when it was caught on my home security camera on February 13th, around 6:30 in the morning. So what did he need? How's he going to be? Because why is all this happening in the morning? I'm asking for a friend. The night before, he became enraged because I shared a bikini photo of my workout results while we were attending a friend's party. Except that I did not share this photo with anyone but him. I simply showed it to him on my phone as I was proud of what I had accomplished. On the drive home, I was worried that we would get into an accident because of how angry he was. Darius spent the rest of the night yelling at me, not letting me sleep so he could keep yelling at me. In the bedroom, he turned me on the floor, slammed me on the floor, and slapped my head from side to side. The next morning, he was standing at the bottom of the stairs next to the front door, screaming at me as I was coming down the stairs. Again, this was captured. True and correct copies of the screenshots from this video of him grabbing me around the throat and body slamming me down onto the stairs are attached. The abuse during our relationship was not just physical, but emotional and manipulative. He would love bomb me and make me feel like I was the most important woman in the world. Well, weren't you paying for him? I mean, not paying for him, but paying for him. Won't you taking care of him allegedly? You damn right you do. But see, this is what I'm saying. My family would have been in his ass. Again, as I have told you all, it's the mask that we wear. It's the smile we keep on our faces. It's all that we do. Because we shame to talk. Or if we talk, do people really listen? Or do they use that time to tell their story instead of listening to yours? See, sometimes when people are bringing you information, it's not for you to be saying, yeah, honey, I went through that 2 years ago. Sometimes it's just, I need you to listen. When I was going through that, I called one of my homegirls. We switched out cars. We did what we had to do to make sure we got down to that commissioner's office, made sure we knew the exact location where he was hiding at, and we got his ass. This was one of my girlfriends who I already knew had been through this. And when I called her up on that phone, it was all about me. Sometimes, y'all, when people are calling us and telling us stuff, they need us to listen, and not only to listen, but to hear. And again, she heard what I wasn't saying. And that ass was there. This phone number that's scrolling down at the bottom, they're going to listen. They're not going to attempt to do anything but listen and help. And I don't know how she felt knowing that her family knew about this. I'm sure the mother and the father may have done their best. But sometimes your best just ain't good enough. And it's hard too when the person that needs the help is taking care of you. Now, I'm not saying that they are because I don't really know, right? Didn't do that much research. But I'm telling you right now, it people move based upon their relationship with you. I got some girlfriends that will give it to me straight, and some who will pacify me. And I know which ones to take my BS to and which ones not to. Come on, y'all, let's just be real. Can we be real up in Auntie's house? Sometimes we think and we act like and we're mad at the moment. And then when he love bombed her, it made it probably impossible for them to get involved to a certain extent. It's always multiple sides to that, and I understand. She said that he made me feel like I was the most important woman in the world, only to get extremely distant and cold over over a perceived insult to him. If we were at an event and I spoke with one person too long or looked at someone a certain way, he would go off in rage, telling me I was a slut and a whore and accuse me of cheating on him. And that, hold on. And that I did not love him. He had a way of gaslighting me to make me feel like I was doing something, even though I wasn't. We value her. Y'all, this goes on and on and on. I think y'all get the message. She lists multiple incidents. And it's an incident in April. And we saying, sis, why you ain't leave? Again, in my case, I left, but the norm is you stay. The norm is he loves me. Remember, I gave y'all 7 different things. He loves me. Oh, he's jealous because he loves me. Love does not hurt. Love isn't, it doesn't take account for evil done to it. Love isn't jealousy and envy and strife. Love isn't gaslighting. Love isn't love bombing. When a person show you who the fuck they are, you need to believe them. You need to believe what you see and what you don't see. I'm always talking about on Instagram intention. What is one's person intention and what do they want out of the situation? The good thing about it is that she finally woke up and went and filed a restraining order to protect not only herself, but her child. While I've gotten on the mother and the sister and the father and everybody else that was up in the house, I do understand when you step back. I do understand that. And I don't want y'all to think I don't. I understand when you have to say, okay, I'm out. I done helped and I done got involved and I done got cussed out and all that. And now you on your own. I understand that too. So while I know I would have been leaping down the stairs, I do understand why maybe the mom and them didn't. I always know that there's two sides to a story. I do understand that as well. But it's hard to read and to know that there were people who were there that could have stopped some of this, starting with Kiki. See, the thing about it is once you file it, right? Because I've been there. I've been there. I've done this. I'm speaking from my experience. There is a part of you that says, I shouldn't have done it. Oh, I messed up his life. Oh, there is a lot of anger, and people are talking on social media, and some people understand it and some people don't, and some people say she should have did more, she should have been getting, it is always a shoulda, as long as it's not you, right? Because when you're in the midst of it, right, you got so many things going through your mind. I know I did. But as I said, there were other things that were happening in my relationship with this one particular person that I just was like, you know what? Now that we putting a pause on each other, gotta go. That's it. That was the line for me. Other people don't have that same line. hmm And the only thing that people around her can do is try to support it as best they know how. And maybe they're not even equipped. Maybe they're not. As a result of the restraining order, the judge granted Kiki the temporary sole custody of their 8-month-old son with no visitation from him, period, from Darius, period. In her petition for the restraining order, Kiki told the judge that she feared for her life because he owns a handgun. She said he had previously threatened to unalive himself with a gun if she left him. Manipulation to the highest mother degree. Because if you'd have did it, if you was going to do it, you'd have did it. When you put your, you know what, Auntie, stay focused. Somebody must be praying for me because I got to stay focused. See, that's manipulation. That's manipulation. And see, as a person that's in it, you feel like you got to still fix it because just as women, we're nurturers. What did I do? What did I do? We're nurturers. So we feel like we got to fix this. He has 24 hours to turn over his weapons to local law enforcement after being served with the restraining order. And the judge granted her request after viewing the images from her security footage that shows him hitting and choking her in her home. I understand that he put some dumb, ridiculous comment downtown in the Twitter telling Leo that he would see him soon. That boy don't know how to read. So what warning and what was his intention? When you file something like this, or you've been through this, for all the women and the men in the comments who've been through this, you're already dealing with your own fear of the what ifs. And see, this is just, in my opinion, a play on that fear that they know is there. Honey, you got to take that out. Renee, okay. Renee, you got to take that out. Got to take that out, boo. I got you. Can't, can't have that in there. You can come back, boo, but I don't have a moderator out here, so the most I can do is just that, okay? It was an unveiled threat, in my opinion, that comes with the territory. This is going to get ugly before it's over. If you are in need of help, please call the DV Heart line. It is available 24 hours a day, 365 days at 800-799-7233. You do not have to go through this alone, and there are people who will help you. There are organizations that help all the time. Reach out to someone for help. If you're too ashamed to tell your family and friends, let's say you've been going through this now for 5 years and you've just been afraid, because a lot of times we're afraid, especially as women, because we are the weaker sex. But if you are afraid, call these people. Tell somebody. You don't have to go through this alone. You don't. There are people who are standing by to assist you. It just takes one step at a time. Do you realize that there was a time in your life that you couldn't walk? There was a time in your life, whoever you are, that you couldn't even crawl. Do you realize that there was a process where you went from being carried to crawling? And that part of you who was being carried doesn't even remember that time. Do you realize that there was a process that you went through based on your own will, that you went from crawling to walking? And that part of you who had the strength, the tenacity, and the inward know-how to walk doesn't miss and doesn't even remember that person who was crawling. Doesn't remember the state of mind that you were in. Don't remember having to pull up on stuff. Doesn't even remember now you're walking. Do you realize that going through and doing what you need to do to protect yourself is your running? You have gone from being carried to walking, and now it is time to move into a place of running. Running for your freedom. Commanding your body to do something that you know you can do. You won't even remember the days You won't remember the days when you were afraid to run. You won't remember the days that your muscles didn't know what running was. You'll just know, you know that there is a run in you. Just like when you were crawling, there was a walk in you. Now that you're walking, there's a run in you. You don't have to stay at that point. You don't. You can experience all that life has for you. But you're going to have to run, or you're going to have to swim, or you're going to have to learn how to leap. You're going to have to learn that your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions, your soul can do more than just walk. You got to know that that is in you. And if you need to be carried, there is someone who will carry you and help you to run. There is someone who will cradle you in their arms, who takes every tear that you have cried and keeps it in a bottle. There is someone who will take your midnights and turn them into day. And that person is God. Sis, brother, you don't have to stay in this state. You don't. It's just going to take one step at a time. Don't stay stuck. Don't worry about the embarrassment and the shame. Don't even sweat the vulnerability. It's going to feel like that. But let me tell you, I've been out of that relationship now for, golly, 2000 and, was it 5? I'm a whole different person because I learned how to run. And I've been running ever since. And I will never, ever go back. You got this. Kiki, our prayers are with you. We pray that you stay strong because a lot of women go back. And that's just the reality of it, y'all. That's the real. That's the real. That's the real. But we pray that you stay strong and that you do the right thing for not only yourself, but for your baby. We wish you peace and healing. And don't be afraid to let the world know. Child, I'm walking right now, but I'm about to do a full sprint. Watch me when I start running. And I pray you can keep up. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, wait. I didn't even see this. Thank you so much, Queen T, for the $1.99 super chat. My heart is heavy for her. I'm a blessed survivor. Me too. Me too. And we running, Queen T. We running, Queen T, and we ain't looking back. We done did a full sprint, boo. I love you. Stay blessed, everybody. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets. Bye.